Is there any difference between NAFTA and USMCA?
Yeah, there definitely are differences. To summarize, there aren't a lot of major differences between NAFTA and USMCA. I often refer to USMCA as kind of NAFTA 2.0. It's a modernized version of NAFTA. It's still the same basic agreement, but some of the differences, Fletcher, are that specifically for automotive workers in all three countries, and this is something the Trump administration wanted for Mexico, so that auto workers in the United States would feel like they were being treated fairly and had fair foreign competition. They want auto workers under USMCA are going to be required to receive a minimum of $15 an hour payment in Mexico, the United States, and Canada. There are essentially organizations as part of the USMCA or enforcement mechanisms to where the United States can try and enforce those minimum wages in Mexico. I personally think it's going to be difficult and there are loopholes around it, but that's one of the main differences is the $15 an hour minimum wage. Aside from that, the USMCA brings in more environmental protections as well as incorporates e-commerce, because remember in 1994, when NAFTA went into effect, there was no real e-commerce. And now it's been functioning okay under NAFTA, but the USMCA really solidifies it and is more explicit in regards to e-commerce regulations and overall trade between the three countries in that realm. Another difference is there is a sunset clause every 15 years where NAFTA or USMCA will have to be renovated by, or will have to be basically renewed by all three countries every 15 years. Those are some of the main differences, but at the end of the day, it's like I said, it is essentially the same deal. And so one of probably the primary main difference that I almost forgot is that now 75% of all content to be considered a USMCA product up until July of last year, when we use the term NAFTA product, that means it was considered a North American made product, and that means it went duty-free across all three borders. And it had to have, I think, over 50% North American content and components to be considered a NAFTA product. Now with USMCA, the Trump administration negotiated so that threshold is 75%. And the idea is obviously that we make more things together and that we do not incorporate as many Asian components, namely Chinese components, into products that are crossing the borders freely.